There we go. Shot through the old screen tent. Looking at the first review for 2016 of my gear that I got. And as you can see, I actually have two of them. That is Chinook Technical Outdoors Cyclone 3. 3 meaning 3 person, obviously. 2 people comfortably, 3, you know, if you got small children, that sort of thing. So there it is, all zipped up. You can see my guy lines aren't pegged in. Very little wind's coming through here. It's all up in the canopy. We're tucked in pretty good, so we don't have to worry about that. But yeah, let's go over this tent real quick and my thoughts on it and that sort of thing. First of all, you can see I got 2 of them, so you might think, oh, this is fantastic. He's got 2. Actually, the story goes I bought one. The cat got between the fly and the tent and literally put a bunch of holes in the side of the tent, thus causing me to buy number 2 over here. But I've since patched it up and now we're running both of them. So overall, I am pleased with these tents. As far as 4-season tents go, price-wise, these are actually pretty reasonably priced, so compared to other models out there, you know, from North Face and the like. Anyhow, let's get a closer look. I have to apologize for not being in the shot. I forgot my tripod at home on this particular camping trip. But as you can see there, Chinook Technical Outdoor Cyclone 3. Let's go around. There's a front vestibule and a smaller back vestibule. First thing I noticed when I got these is the size of the zippers. They're actually rather huge. See in there, a little bit of space. Throw your gear. You don't want it in the tent with you. Yeah, the zippers on this are huge, so I like it. But if you're looking to save some weight and space, that sort of thing, you might not care for it. But okay, so we're now inside the tent. The zippers run pretty easy, which I attribute to the size. 2 big D doors. The front one's bigger than the back one. And there's a gear loft in here. There's also a light loop, but if you got stuff in your gear loft, it's not working very well, so we got our light on the side there. What can I say about it? Okay, well, this particular model comes with either aluminum or fiberglass tent poles. I personally opted for the aluminum. I cannot say what Chinook Technical Outdoors, I don't know what their fiberglass poles are like, but I can vouch for their aluminum ones. So far, they've stood up to quite a bit of wind. They're not DAC aluminum. I don't know if they're their own company that they utilize or what, but I don't mind them. They work pretty good. I think very high bathtub floor. I'm going to zip this up just to keep the bugs out. As you can see, the heavier floor, it's got a heavier nylon than the actual tent fabric itself. So this is the floor here. It comes up really high on the sides and then just to the door on the front and back. You got a couple pouches on either side, and ventilation up top, and I don't know, let's run through some pros and cons. Well, overall I do really like these tents. For the cost, it's hard to go wrong. I wouldn't say it's a true four season, although you can use it in four season, just because there isn't any adjustable ventilation on the tent itself. However, a real cool feature that these tents have is the ventilation in the fly. If we have a look out here, we got these things, and so it allows you to open up the zipper of the door on the vestibule a little ways, so it can still vent a bit and still keep the rain out if you happen to have any. So that's pretty cool. I think, I don't know, this is just me, but I think part of the cost savings comes in the tent itself. It's stitched well, but it doesn't look anything special. Just the tent part itself, because the fly is like solid and really heavy compared to the rest. It keeps the rain out marvelously. The floor is good and heavy, but I don't know, maybe it's just the color scheme, I don't know. The tent itself is kind of see-through, very light fabric, which is good for ventilation and that sort of thing, but I don't know, I'm really liking these. See the mats I made for the kids. I got one on my air mattress too. There's really not much more to say about them, but I give them a 2 thumbs up overall. It's a bit heavy. If you save a lot of weight, obviously, with the aluminum poles. It's a 3-pole design. The 3 poles actually allow you to spread the tent out, so to maximize space, versus just using 2. But it does add weight, so if you're a minimalist, or I'm guessing you wouldn't really want a tent like this, but lots of room in here for me and my 2 sons. And if I really had to, I could probably squeeze my daughter with myself and my 2 sons in here too. I'm pretty sure I could until they get bigger. Hence why we run 2 small tents versus 1 big one, mainly because I'm doing all the setting up for the most part, and I just find the bigger tents to be a pain in my butt. Well, the one that we used anyway. There's others I'm sure are simpler, but the one that we borrowed from my parents was a real pain in the butt. So I like these. They set up easy enough. Instead of sleeves, if we look here, that's a pole sleeve, but it's short. It's just for the front part, and it's only from here to here. The rest is all clips. Not sure if you can see them through there. All clips. The fly ties to the poles as well, and no, I like them. So that I think that concludes. If there's any questions or whatever, I can make another video on it. G'day. Can't really see me there. There he is. Cool. Alright, well, that's it for this review.